Part 1. White Clouds. Verdant Rain Moon. Tower of Black Winds. The ceaseless rains that satiate the verdant landscape of Fodlan are accompanied by fierce winds and mighty roars of thunder. This abundance of rain, sparkling as it falls against beams of emerging sunlight, is a constant reminder to the people of Fodlan that nature is ever wild and unpredictable. For when the rain finally does take pause, the clouds part and give way to a glorious rainbow.
All right, you heard it here first. Nature can do all kinds of wild things. All right, new places to explore, extra money, and an event.
I have a new mission for you, Professor. I would like for you to take your students into Kingdom territory to eliminate some thieves.
They stole a hero's relic from House Gautier of the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, the Lance of Ruin. Their leader's name is Miklan. He is apparently a disowned son of House Gautier.
Well, both questions are valid, but let's find out why he was disowned.
I believe it had something to do with his lack of a crest. Such happenings are fairly common within the kingdom.
The crestless cannot unleash the goddess's power even if they possess a relic. Nonetheless, they are still capable of simply wielding those weapons.
The hero's relics are immensely powerful weapons. We must meet this threat with adequate force. Unfortunately, most of the Knights of Seros are away from the monastery, purging the apostates of the Western Church.
Alright, so the fact that someone without a crest can use a hero's relic but not unleash its full potential, that's fairly important. I also want to take a moment to pause and just say that church purging people from another branch of the church sounds bad. Are we secretly the baddies? Anyway.
So we are entrusting you with this mission. After all, you wield the Sword of the Creator, which is more than capable of opposing any relic.
The Sword of the Creator is a powerful weapon well beyond the other relics. You have nothing to fear. However, to ensure that no harm comes to the students, we will also send the monastery's most skilled individuals to aid you.
I must remind you that you are expected to conduct yourself in a manner befitting the wielder of that holy sword. Also, you should know that Professor Hanneman has been looking for you. That is all.
Professor, I heard about our mission for this month. A thief with a hero's relic is worrisome, but with you at our side, I'm certain we can handle him. After all, you have the Sword of the Creator. It was allegedly wielded by Nemesis, the King of Liberation. If the legends are true, you hold the power to stand against entire armies. A band of thieves should be nothing. Even the most elite Imperial forces or the Knights of Seros could not hope to defeat you.
That's one way of looking at it, Edelgard. Why does that matter? Well, I know why that matters. But why does that matter?
I'm just marveling at the potential. Besides, your power does not lie solely in the Sword of the Creator. You are stronger and more terrifying than you realize. Professor, when we leave the monastery, will you still think of yourself as my teacher?
If we left the monastery... I mean, I suppose we can't stay here forever, and this being an academy, um, students do graduate, but that's kind of a interesting question, Edelgard. What do you mean?
Never mind. I'm being thoughtless with my words. For now, let's just focus on the problem at hand.
Good of you to come, Professor. I've heard much about you lately. Specifically, that you are able to awaken the sword of the Creator's power. Thusly, it seems the true nature of your crest has been uncovered.
Ooh.
I had, of course, seen your crest before. However, at first, I failed to recognize its true nature. Eventually, it dawned on me that what is visible is perhaps merely a small part of a greater whole. In other words, your crest is too significant to be detected when using normal instruments. After this discovery, I began researching crests that might fit that description, which allowed for a temporary hypothesis. However, I could not be certain. The crest my conclusions led me to was far too unusual. A crest thought to have disappeared from this world in the millennium since the fall of Nemesis, the King of Liberation. The crest of flames. That is what you possess.
The Crest of Flames, you say, huh? You're saying it's some kind of, I don't know, fire emblem, perhaps? Seriously, as far as I know, this is the closest the game gets to having a fire emblem, the way that, all the other games do. So, let's continue.
Your ability to wield the sword of the Creator has unequivocally proven my hypothesis. A legendary power, dormant since time immemorial, and now resurrected. There can be no doubt that this ancient power resides within you.
How convenient. Alright, whose birthday is it? Manuela's? Alright, let's try to have a tea party with Manuela. Why not? I do not have a whole lot of tea. I know the bergamot is Edelgard's favorite, so we're going to use the other one.
Thank you for your invitation. To what do I owe this surprise?
Gee, I wonder.
Thank you. Oh, what fun.
Okay. Gifts you'd like to receive. How's that? Okay. Off to a good start. Things that bother you. Do you like to complain, Manuela? I feel like you like to complain. She likes to complain. Fair enough. I totally get it. Let's see. Dreamy nights, strange fish. Let's hear about the dreamy nights. Maybe that would be good. Perfect.
There's no alcohol in here. It's better if you can sleep without it, but all you have is tea?
Jeez. Manuela. Wow, sip tea, disagree, or sigh? I really don't know which one to go with. I'm gonna go with sipping tea. Okay. Good answer. Alright, well, we've earned it, so let's take a closer look at her.
Professor. Your gaze is sensuous. I don't hate it.
Alright, that's one way to put it.
Oh, what fun. Every rose has its thorn. Every beautiful leg should have a dagger, don't you think?
Well, okay.
Ooh, what fun.
She does know how to use swords,
Smells
so
lovely.
that makes sense. Am I missing anything else?
Your gaze is...
Alright, we've already heard that. Do I have any gifts for... Nah, I'll save it.
Thanks for the treat. Come by the infirmary anytime you need... anything. I'll be waiting, Professor.
Alright. Well, that was fun. I'm gonna save this for later. I've got a lot of support conversations built up that I'm just gonna do after the monastery stuff. Okay, so let's do some exploration.
A stone? A stone. I do not understand. Yet, as I think of it, the pounding in my chest grows faster still. But is that me? Or is it you?
That's weird. Nothing else? Alright, got kind of a bunch of things to check in on. There's that side quest marker up here. Let's learn about the sauna.
I could use a hand.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before. Maybe I didn't. But anytime you see one of these quest markers that have the blue scroll instead of the normal yellowish scroll, that's something that's added in a post-release update.
Hey, I could use a hand.
And one such feature is the sauna. So we'll just have to use it. So let's do that. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted by the stilted walking I was doing. So, the sauna. Not as scandalous as one might think, but you bring someone in with you to the sauna and you try to get them to relax. Try to get both people to relax, yourself and whoever you invite. So there's that gauge. Basically, you want to try to get to that black marker. Or try to get to, at least get to the green, but what you really ideally want is to get characters glowing, and we'll see that soon enough. Do not overheat, that is bad. And this is the most important part of the sauna. When they come out and they're glowing, they'll get better results from training and instruction. So that's what we really want here. No, let's... I'm not sure who to bring. Let's bring Hubert along. Why not? Alright, so we can increase the steam to raise the meter by a lot. The thing is, every character has their own preference. So we'll try staying longer. That's supposed to raise it by a little. Hubert's really feeling it, so that's good. Hubert has hit the black line, which is ideal. But I'm going to see if I can get Byleth in there without overheating Hubert. If it doesn't work, then oh well. That's the price I pay. Just one more. I'm going to take one last chance to get into the green with Byleth. All right.
Thanks. I'm glad I asked you.
Okay, so that paid off only for Hubert, not for Byleth. That's fine. So that means for the rest of the month, any instruction that I give to Hubert, he'll gain extra skill points. But there's so much more. Where are we going to go? Let's go see what Sedith has for us.
Professor, Gerald was looking for you.
Ah, where is
He
he?
has gone off somewhere. If he is not in his room, then surely someone has seen him. Ask around.
All right,
I have something to ask of you.
I'll take it.
I have something to ask of you.
And I guess I'll take this too. So every now and then you'll get a quest battle, as it says right here. You have to do that on your day off. That is your alternative to exploring the monastery, which I've already done.
I am trusting you. You must be rather bewildered by the power that was hidden within. However, know that I believe in you. I have no doubt that you will use that power justly. You will most certainly fulfill the grand destiny that the goddess has seen fit to grant you.
Alright, we've got 2 quests.
May I ask a favor of you?
So this is just normal
May
quest.
I ask a favor of you?
Now this is just to
May I
point
ask
out
a favor of you?
that this is another one of those post-launch updated quests that they added.
May I ask a favor?
So we've got tea time, but we were originally you were not allowed to have tea time with Rhea, which is kind of unfortunate because you can build a support with her.
I'm pleased to have been invited.
But you couldn't have tea to try to raise her her support points.
I am grateful.
So they added this in a later patch. Why it was withheld from the launch version, I don't know.
Of course.
Strong battalion?
Is that so?
Okay. Not interested in that kind of thing. Reliable allies? No. Likeable allies?
Is that so?
Swing and a miss. Oh well. So that didn't quite go as planned. This happens.
How quickly this delightful time has passed. However, we must return to our work.
Oh no, she's gonna let me go.
I appreciate your effort.
Well, it was still worth a shot. I've got some more tea out of it, so that's nice. Now, as for Gerald, let's try to swing by his office. Oh, hey, Leonie, whom we don't
Professor,
really know
are
anything
you looking
about.
for Captain Gerald? I just saw him in the Knight's Hall a little while ago. He was talking with a female knight, but I didn't get a good look at who she was.
Well, alright. That is information we can act upon. So let's just fast travel over to the Knight's Hall. There's
Gerald?
Catherine.
He said something about visiting a grave. There's a graveyard attached to the monastery, so you'll probably find him there. I can't remember where the graveyard is, but I bet Sedith knows.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna go talk to Sedith. But also, here's this guy. Let's just say hello real quick.
I am Rodrigue Achille Fraudarius. I bear the great honor of serving as a lord in the kingdom of Fargus. I have come in Margrave Gautier's stead to retrieve their stolen relic. However, as I hear it, a group of students is to attend to this matter. I sincerely hope no harm comes to any of them.
Alright. Speaking of students, got Sylvain over here.
I can't believe my own brother is the leader of the bandits. House Gautier is my true home. And his. Please, Professor. He really is one of the worst people I've ever known. But we share the same blood. We're still family.
Well, I think that means he's the perfect candidate to get to request mission assistance from.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it at that.
Professor.
Thank you.
Oh.
Now I gotta go back to Sedith. Thank God for fast travel.
Go back? Ah, the graveyard. Of course I know it. It can be a little hard to find. Would you like me to show you where it is?
Yeah.
Very well.
Alright, so he says, show me where it is. What it really means is, well, here it is on the map. I guess the reception hall is the closest spot. Ah. An exotic feather from Brigid. I know I kind of skipped over that. Hey, Captain Dad.
Hey, I wanted to ask you to join me, but I couldn't find you. So, here I am. I was thinking we should visit your mother. She's resting beneath this humble grave.
That's a very good question. Why is her grave here? He did say something about how her mom passed away, you know, after he had left the church, so why is she buried here?
Oh, of course you would ask that. I wouldn't know where to begin. I suppose I haven't talked much about her. She was gentle and smart. Oh, so smart. A wonderful cook. Always kind to everyone. And she loved flowers. Whenever I brought her back an unusual flower, her face would light up. I cherish those memories. I can't count how many times she made me happy just by smiling. And she smiled the most when she was pregnant with you. She died right after you were born. She wasn't able to spend much time with you, but she loved you with all her heart. That's the truest thing I know. Never forget it. This ring is the only keepsake I have of her. In time, it will be yours. One day, I hope you'll give this ring to someone you love as well as I love her.
Well done. You have my thanks.
Well, alrighty then. Just a nice little moment with Dad. It's not to like. Okay, we've still got a bunch of quests to do, though. Let's go turn in those herbs that Rhea gave me.
Swinging a sword about in the Holy Mausoleum? The potential for damage is too great to imagine. I sincerely hope the saints' coffins were not damaged.
They didn't? It's kind of a weird word to pick there. Not they weren't, but whatever. It's fine.
Using magic? I've heard you weren't, but it's torture not being able to go inside the Holy Mausoleum for an entire year.
Sorry, Linhart. Anyway, gift from Rhea. Here's something to help you feel better when
I'll gladly take this.
when you take your naps. Alright, his motivation is increased, but it was already maxed out. Whatever, it's fine. Got bravery herbs to give to the scaredy cat in the bunch. Oh. Someone who hides away doing needlework. Okay.
I'm not secretly eating cake.
I can sense it, but I'll just take her word for it.
You're getting pretty good at talking through the door, Professor.
That's alright. As we'll give her the bravery herbs. What does it say? Grant them the courage to strike up a conversation. She needs that.
Thank you.
And, I know I've got all these lost items, and most of them I'm not going to turn in. Let's turn in this one.
For this. Thank you so much.
Bernadetta likes to do needlework.
I appreciate your effort.
Alright, other things to check out. Go to the marketplace. Got a couple of quests here.
I could use your help.
This is another battle quest. This is an important one to do because you can use, by doing so, you'll get new merchants to appear here to buy new kinds of items, including, I believe, fishing bait. You know, if you're into that kind of thing. We've also got a blacksmith here.
Would you help me out?
This is also important. So all we got to do is just find a material, which happens to be right here. Also, hey, gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Oh, come to think of it, last month there was something to report, wasn't there? Thanks to you, I hear that everything was resolved. I never realized that bandits had entered. I'm not a great guard after all, am I? I hope you will forgive me one day.
Don't worry, gatekeeper. Just like you let the enemies into the monastery, I've let you into my heart. Anyway, here's our iron welding material for the blacksmith.
Okay.
Knew I could count on you.
Alright.
Hey there.
So, the blacksmith. Here's where you can forge and repair weapons, which is kind of a new thing. I mean, forging itself isn't new, like just broadly speaking in terms of Fire Emblem as a series. But the way forging works in this game is very much different. So just as an example, who has it? Like, I've got Petra here holding that Steel Sword Plus, right? Well, that plus is a result of forging. So if I go over here, I've got forging. You can see I've got 3 options for things I could do with that steel sword. They are gated behind your professor level, so we can't see these other 2 options just yet. Fine, that's fair. But we do have this option for the Steel Sword Plus. So when you forge a weapon up like this, you just give it an upgrade, you'll get what is a better weapon. There's absolutely no downside to it, except that you can't forge it into anything else afterwards. But if you don't mind that, then it's fine. So here in the case of the Steel Sword, what we see is that it will get higher durability, and it will get 2 points of might stronger, which is, you know, that's just good. We can also look at something like the Iron Sword. Here's an example. So with your basic weapons, your iron, steel, whatever, you can level them up into the next tier. So here you can see the comparison between going from iron to steel, higher durability, higher might. It does also mean less accuracy and higher weight, which, you know, does have an effect on attack speed. Or we can do just an Iron Sword Plus for, you know, more durability, a little bit more attack power, not quite as much as the Steel Sword, but better accuracy too. So the upgrades that you get will depend on the weapon, on the base weapon itself. So that's always a good idea. You can also repair a weapon. So like Ferdinand, he's got that broken iron lance. So I could repair it. The thing is, I don't actually want to repair it. I'm going to go back to the Forge menu. And this is the great thing about forging. Basically, you always want to forge whenever you can. Because, in doing so, let's see, I've already got a steel lance on him, so let's give him the Iron Lance Plus.
Is this it?
Just as our example. Well, now the durability has been fully restored. Of course, there's no way for me to forge it up to a higher level again, so that works only once. But as long as you've got just a base weapon, you will always... It's always better to forge than to just repair. I think it costs basically the same amount of resources. It might cost a little more money, but that's really not an issue. And you get a stronger weapon out of it, so, you know, why not? So that's our intro to blacksmithing. I've already done the bulk of it off stream, so I don't think I need to show off like every step of equipment upgrading that I'm gonna do. Hey Flame, what you got for me?
Why is that fish so still? Wait, is it swimming sideways? Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful fate of being plucked from the water and eaten. Ah, Professor, you are so outgoing with all of the students. I would like to have more opportunities to connect with you, though I'm certain my brother would disapprove.
Alright, Flame.
Might you help me with a favor?
That would be nice, but we got one more thing to look at. Tending to the saints. So to do that, we've got to go up to the cathedral. Just for funsies, I'm going to do the counselor thing. Only one note. That's fine. Let's see what we've got here. If I told you I was searching for someone who might like to share a cup of tea with an elegant noble, whose name would come to mind? I believe that's Lorenz? How did I already forget how to pronounce his name? Anyway, if we need a tea lover, that would be Ferdinand. Well, that was him. You might or might not recall that when Ferdinand gave us that tea set and told us to share it with another tea aficionado, we had to give it to this guy. So, there's that connection. But the important thing... nope. Wrong doorway. Important thing is over here. Got these saint statues. I'm pretty sure I took a peek at them before, but now we've got these shards that seem to have fallen off of these statues, which is a shame.
You have helped me so much.
But literally all you have to do is pick them up. You don't have to do anything with them. But here's what the real prize is. So every time you complete a quest or a battle or anything, you might have noticed that it would say that my Renown has gone up, right? I haven't really talked about it before, but here's what Renown is used for. So I come over here to talk to the Saint Statue Artisan.
Need something?
And I can pick something. I can pick any of these statues to restore. Now this list is kind of deceptive. Because it's telling you how much you're going to need total, to how much you're going to need to spend total to get to whatever the reward is. So you can see once I pick this 200 point option, all the other prices down there are going to drop by 200.
You're all set.
I think that's a weird way to report it. Whatever. But what these statues do is basically they just let you gain experience faster. That's both weapon skill experience, or magic skill experience, actual level experience, even job class experience.
This one?
Well, I'm not going to go through the whole process of spending all of my renown. I have already done it, but
you're all set.
You can see each statue offers different benefits. Some of them are shared. Like all of them have that experience plus 5%. All of them have Divine Pulse plus 1. Plus 10% experience later on. But these are really good to level up because, that means you gain points and raise your skills that much faster.
See you again soon.
So yeah, I don't want to go through and spend all my points all over on everyone. I think that just about covers it. So what I'm going to do now is I've got all these supports built up, so we're just going to go through them one character at a time. I do get to point this out, though. This one with Linhardt, his support bubble is slightly transparent. Some of these supports are gated by how much, or by plot progression. Anyway, let's finally have our one-on-one with Edelgard. That's slightly concerning. Well, we already know it's Edelgard. I mean, it's the support conversation with her. But is that a ghost?
We are within a monastery. No ghost would dare set foot in here. What is that look upon your face? I am no ghost, if that is what was on your mind.
I don't know, Sothis. You're pretty close to a ghost.
No. Who's there? Professor, what are you doing here?
Well, I heard something.
Oh? Perhaps I was talking in my sleep. Ah, so you heard me then. Yes, it was a nightmare. I've had them since I was a child. Stupid, pointless dreams I can't control. It's terribly frustrating.
Alright, well, I feel like just straight up asking what they're about might be a little invasive. So let's try to be a little more helpful. It doesn't matter.
No, they're just worthless dreams of the past. Talking about it won't change a thing.
Yeah, you know what? As the teacher, of course, I would want my students to be able to trust me. I'd want to, earn that trust, but, if she doesn't want to talk about it, then really, it's not my business to pry.
Perhaps not. Still, here you are. Maybe I can trust you with this, but only if you swear not to tell a soul.
Well, we all know that Byleth is a real chatty Cathy.
I dream of my older brother, paralyzed, helpless. My older sister crying for help that never came. The youngest babbling words beyond meaning. I see my family dying slowly, waiting in the darkest depths for a glimmer of light. I once had 10 siblings, 8 older and 2 younger. Such a large family, and yet I became the heir to the throne. Do you know why? Every last one of them was crippled by disease, or lost their mind, or died. I was the only one left who could inherit the throne.
That's a heavy burden. That is awful.
Things kept getting worse. The darkness kept getting darker. In the end, I was the only one who survived. The nightmares are a reminder to never forget, to never allow such terrible things to happen again.
Never again, huh?
Even now, I'm the only one who can carry the weight of the Adrestian Empire. The future of the Empire, of everything, depends on me. I shared more than I intended to. I suppose there's something in the air tonight. I've never told anyone about my past before. Please, forget I said anything. Sleep well, my teacher.
That really does sound like some heavy burden. Let's... Oh god, Edelgard has so many supports. That's fine. Hubert. What's Hubert got for us?
Sometimes I wonder if your life could have taken you down a different path. If you had never met me and entered my service, you might have had a more peaceful...
A more tedious path. Inconsequential and spoiled rotten, like so many other nobles. Never. My duty to you is no mere obligation. I chose this. I had thought that would be obvious to you.
I understand you well. Better than anyone. But when I see you at the monastery, studying with the others, it makes me wonder what kind of life you might have had without me. That's all.
Such a life may have had its appeal. I thought I'd left my years of carefree innocence behind me. But I cannot deny that I find myself enjoying my time at the monastery.
I feel the same way.
That enjoyment, however, is only thanks to you. Standing by your side is all that truly matters to me.
I see. Then I won't speak of such things again. If it's really what you want, I'll gladly keep you by my side. The path I must walk is soaked in blood. It's a path that can lead to madness, can snatch away one's future, and can even take one's life. And the pool of blood at my feet is growing larger. Those stains can never be washed clean.
Please leave the violence to me.
Well, where is that coming from?
A leader must be seen as pure, above the fray. Allow me to paint the path that lies before you red with the blood of your enemies. I will do it gladly.
Well, that's an indication of what Hubert's deal is. Moving on.
You came at just the right time, Edelgard.
Is that so?
Yes, I have a story for you. It's about a pair of nobles living about 100 years after the founding of the Adrestian Empire. One was Derek von Eyre. People called him the warrior prime minister.
He bravely led soldiers into battle and mowed down his enemies. And the other
was the Emperor of the time. She wagered the throne in a duel against Derek and won. Why don't we do what our ancestors did and have a little duel ourselves? That's what you were going to say. But the answer is no.
You interrupted me!
Absolutely
The
red.
Prime Minister used a dramatic line to propose the duel, and you did not allow me to say it!
My apologies, Ferdinand.
Well, at any rate, you were correct in surmising that I was about to challenge you. But you were rather blunt in your refusal.
Ferdinand, control yourself. When will you tire of challenging me in pointless competitions?
I can quit now if you insist on it. I will not challenge you again.
You expect me to believe that?
Why do you look so surprised? Of course it is not a valid duel unless both parties are willing. Now that you have refused outright, I must come up with some other way of getting that which I seek.
I'm afraid to ask what you could possibly mean by that.
Only that I will find some other way of showing everyone that I am superior to you. I will write a handbill listing your accomplishments, alongside my own more impressive accomplishments. Copyists will produce thousands of these pamphlets and distribute them far and wide. Then everyone will know about my...
This has to stop. Perhaps I should have ended things with a duel after all.
Oh, Ferdinand. Alright. Let's see how Linhardt's doing.
Are you looking for something?
You could say that. I'm looking for someone named Linhardt who's been skipping lectures again.
I see. Well, congratulations, you found him. Did you want him for something in particular?
What else could bring me here other than your complete negligence?
Well, perhaps you're interested in hearing my latest theories on the nature of crests. I suspect the formation of crests may be quite different than that recorded in church tradition.
Before you go on, is there any discernible benefit to me allowing this battle to continue?
Well, of course.
And that would be?
I suspect you'll find the topic rather entertaining.
God, can I just say I really love Linhardt? What a great character. Fantastic. A+. 10,000 out of 10.
That's it.
What more do you need? Crest research is its own reward.
You know, if you ever truly applied yourself, you could become a distinguished scholar. You could use your crest knowledge to benefit the world, or uncover new discoveries in magic theory.
Why would I busy myself with such tedious work? I perform this research for my own knowledge. I'm not interested in the world at large.
There's nothing wrong with a selfish drive for knowledge, but only if you put it to good use.
I'm sure there must be some use.
Oh? Then please, tell me what potential uses you have in mind.
Well, there are people out there who spend good money on bizarre artistic creations, so I'm sure my not-at-all useful research could be used as a fine lullaby for the children of the world.
A lullaby? I have things to do. Just know that this was my last warning.
Sure, of course. Goodbye.
Who wants to put children to sleep with his research? Oh, Linhardt. Again, fantastic. Love him. Great character. Bernadetta.
Bernadetta, why are you following me? You were following me quite conspicuously, so why attempt to hide now?
Please don't hurt me!
Calm yourself. I have no reason to harm you.
Forgive me, I beg you! I'll go straight back to my room and you'll never see me again, I swear!
Bernadetta.
Yes, Lady Edelgard!
Please explain why you were following me and why you tried to hide.
Is Her Highness saying she will not condemn me?
Please, speak like the human that you are. I already said no harm will come to you.
Yes, I'm sorry. Permit me to explain. Lady Edelgard, you are fearless. I look up to you as an example to follow.
And that explains it. How?
I decided to watch you from a distance, to learn from you. But your presence is, intimidating. I got more and more scared until I finally couldn't help but try to hide. Forgive me, I threw myself upon your mercy.
Honestly. Look, nobody is truly fearless. Even I have things that I'm afraid of.
What? You do?
You seem oddly overjoyed at the thought.
No, of course not. But, what in the world could possibly frighten you?
The sea. I find the pitch black of the open sea at night quite frightening.
That's valid.
I can't swim, so if the sea were to wash me away, I fear I would never return.
That's also valid. It's a good thing that this is Fire Emblem, and there are no underwater levels. I guess there's the water temple back in Fire Emblem 7, but that's not the same thing.
The sea? I think I may have seen it once. Maybe. I didn't know you can swim. That's a surprise.
Again, my shortcomings delight you. Everyone has fears as well as things they can't do. How many times must I tell you?
I really did make you angry!
Yep. Alright. Moving right along.
Hey, Adie. Uh-oh, you're scowling again. You're going to get wrinkles all over that cute face of yours if you don't smile more.
Hello, Dorothea. I was just lost in thought. There are so many things to be done. To think of them makes my head ache sometimes. So many nobles of the Empire are utterly useless. When I am Emperor, I intend to appoint only those who can actually be useful. It doesn't matter if they're of noble or common birth.
Noble or common, eh? Can you really do that? I mean, not that I don't agree. I'd make all those nobles vanish if I could.
It's not a question of can or cannot. All that matters is doing it and doing it right. The nobility system has only been around for 1,200 years. The concept didn't exist before that.
Only 1,200 years, huh? You always say such preposterous and extraordinary things, Adie. Yet somehow you actually make it work for you. It's like you're a character from an opera.
A character from an opera? If an opera is made about my life someday, I wonder how I'll be portrayed. The revolutionary who guided the Empire to a new dawn, or the foolish ruler who took her revolution too far?
Well, that all sounds pretty violent. But either way, it would make an incredible opera. Do you figure it'd be a grand action piece full of combat and strife? Or would you prefer a somber political drama?
Hail the mighty Edelgard, the red blood stains her story.
Ooh. Portable stove, thank you for the raid. We're doing some support conversations in Fire Emblem. This is absolutely girlfriends.
Heavy as her crown may be, she will lead a soul to glory. To a brighter dawn we shall carry on. Hail Edelgard!
See, in this world they don't have boom boxes, so she couldn't stand outside her, her bedroom window.
That's quite enough, Dorothea. I'm starting to feel more than a little embarrassed. Lovely as your voice is, let's just hope that any operatic productions about me are still a ways off.
The stove, how's your stream? It was
Petra, you seem to be flourishing.
Link to the Past rando, right? Ah, the
It's all
worst
going
Zelda
well.
seed of all time.
Lady
Great!
Edelgard, everything is well with me. Thank you for your question.
That's content, baby! No progress after an hour 40? Holy crap. That is... I'm sorry, my heart sincerely goes out to you.
Everyone shows great kindness, even while I am still learning about the language.
I'm glad to hear it. After all, a Brigid Royal like yourself is of vital importance to the future of the Empire. If you ever need anything, please let me know. It's my job to watch out for you after all.
If that is your want, I will rely on you if I have the need. However, I will not have that need. I can resolve any problems that occur by myself.
I don't doubt it. Perhaps I'm worrying too much. I just don't know what I would say to your family if something were to happen to you.
Do not spend your worry on me. In Brigid, there is a phrase we say. You cannot shoot two birds with one arrow. Brigid and I are that second bird. Your first target is your ambition. Can you disagree?
There is certainly truth in your words. I do have ambitions that transcend all else for me. When I ascend the throne, there are certain things I must do. Tell me, Petra, who do you think I am?
Huh?
I will tell you. I am Edelgard von Hresvelg, and yes, I'm attempting to do what no one else can. I'm prepared to shoot 2 birds, or even 3, with a single arrow. That is the least of the impossible things I will accomplish. If you don't need my patronage, then prove it. Show me your power. Never settle for being the bird. Be the arrow instead.
I will take your words to my heart, and you will be seeing my power. I give you my promise.
So I think through all of these support conversations, we've learned that Edelgard has some kind of, thus far, unnamed ambition. I guess we'll have to keep playing to find out what that's all about. In the meantime, let's have some fun with Hubert. Hubert is fun. For completely different reasons.
Fascinating. Following this equation... Linhardt. Here again, I see. Go away, Hubert. Now is not a good time. Ah, yes. The double line becomes a helix, and its arc... No, that cannot be correct.
Now is exactly the time. Lady Edelgard requests your presence. Come. The lecture is about to start.
Politely inform her that my research is vastly more important than whatever it is she has to say.
While your passion may be admirable, it is sadly misdirected. This matter takes priority. Return to your hobby when your duty is done.
Hobby? But this research will most certainly prove useful in the future.
The Empire requires you to be useful now. I should think you would want the same. You have an almost unparalleled intellect, a singular focus, and unfettered imagination. In truth, you have talents that many, including myself, will never have the privilege of possessing.
Are you complimenting me, Hubert? That alone deserves to be studied.
Let me finish. I haven't an ounce of respect for the cause you have chosen to waste your talents on, which changes frequently, I might add, with no rhyme, reason, or results. Learn to apply yourself to something constructive. You may still have a bright future.
That sounds suspiciously as if you're not going to leave me alone. I just want to live a life doing things that interest me. Is that so wrong?
That is unacceptable, even for a nobleman. Her Highness will soon ascend the throne. She is attempting to deal with such noble privilege head-on.
You have a point, and I understand where you're coming from. But I can't do it. I can't bring myself to work for someone else.
Pathetic. Keep to your books, then. Goodbye, Linhardt.
Well, you know, I guess if you're going to have a second in command, a right-hand man, a lieutenant, probably want someone like Hubert. You know, your executive officer. The guy who's the hard ass cracking the whip. Actually, no, I don't like that. that imagery. But anyway, this is a real good one, I promise.
It is so tiring. Tomorrow's gotta be just an inside day, Bernie. Whoa, why is it so cold all of a sudden? It's as if an unspeakable evil just...
You're late.
No, into the light! Back to the beyond from whence you came!
Are you telling me to die?
Hubert!
In the flesh. I came to ask you something.
Oh no, what did I do? Think, Bernie, think!
There have been sightings of a sinister figure carrying a sharp object, wandering the halls at night. A strange giggle, the glimmer of a needle in the dark, the sound of a door creaking open and closed.
I was embroidering.
I suspected as much. Then you leave me no choice.
What? No, I'm too young to die! I've got so much left to do, please don't kill me!
About what I expected.
God, just such incredible performances.
It's no good. I can't run anymore.
That was quite a sprint. A shame you lack stamina. Now to my duty.
You're going to execute me, aren't you? Please, let me compose my last will and testament. Or at least a swan song. The creak of a door. Sorrow like a needle point. Bernie's gone away.
Bernadetta, a word of caution. How would you feel if you fell or bumped into someone while carrying around that needle? Please watch where you're going in the future. How did you manage to faint while standing up? Well, I cannot simply leave her here.
Just incredible. Scared the shit out of her just to tell her, hey, just be careful when you're running around with a needle. Don't run around with a needle.
Completely unreasonable. How will I see to this?
Hubie, what are you doing here?
A routine matter. No cause for concern.
Ah, so it's something to do with 80 then.
And?
She really is all you ever think about, isn't she? Look, I know you're doing all this so that she'll like you, but if you go too far, she'll end up pushing you away. Maybe even hate you.
This has nothing to do with swaying Lady Edelgard's sentiments. I am simply her humble servant. I do what is in her best interest. Whether she cares for me or not is irrelevant.
It really doesn't look that way to me. I bet you'd follow any order Adi gave if you thought it would make her like you. Am I right?
Any order? What a thing to suggest. But the answer is no. I will decline any directive that I deem would not be beneficial to her.
Is that right? So, just for example, if Adi commanded you to find yourself a suitable wife, would you do it?
If it would benefit her in some way for me to marry, then yes, I would marry.
It's easy to say that now, with no bridal party in sight. But if it was the day of the wedding? Nah, I don't believe that.
I don't care what you believe. My only wish is to see Lady Edelgard fulfill her ambitions. All other matters pale in comparison.
Hubie, pale in comparison? You've seen too many operas. I don't think you understand how the world works. At all.
And I don't care what you think either. I would make any sacrifice to support Lady Edelgard. It's a shame you've never experienced such devotion.
You're right. I don't have anyone like that right now. But maybe someday I will.
Then maybe someday you'll understand. Until then, we will never see eye to eye. Now, if you will excuse me, I have much to do.
Hubie, I don't get you. Although I do find your point of view just fascinating.
See, I like that. Personalities clashing, but not any kind of animosity. Well, that's enough of Hubert's conversations. Let's move on to Ferdinand.
That settles that. And don't even think about brawling around here again.
Impressive, Caspar. Well done.
Hey, Ferdinand, did you see that fight?
I saw it from start to finish. Both parties were at fault, disturbing the peace. Then you stepped in and corrected their behavior. You are setting a good example. I am proud to call you my fellow noble.
Your fellow noble? I wasn't even thinking about nobility. That had nothing to do with it.
Excuse me, nothing? Resolving conflicts among common folk is a duty of the nobles. Is that not what you were doing?
I guess so. But it was more like instinct or something. I saw people acting out of line and I had to step in.
Ah, you were acting on impulse. You might be better served following moral convictions rather than instincts. Take me, for example. I always bear in mind that I am a noble and behave accordingly. The fortunate must help the unfortunate. That is my guiding principle.
I never have any idea what you're talking about. If someone's in trouble, you gotta help them out. Simple as that.
A difference of opinion, you might say. Very well then. Believe what you will. I will not expend energy trying to change your mind.
Maybe all of this noble stuff just isn't for me. Hey, don't walk away when I'm talking to you.
You know, I'm not entirely sure that the fortunate must help the unfortunate, and if you see someone in trouble, you gotta help. I don't think those are two entirely different philosophies, but what do I know?
Ah, Dorothea! The dining hall seems so much brighter with you here.
Ferdy, I must say you are quite adept with flattery. Please, give me some more.
Flattery? No, I was not... There you go with that attitude again. Why do you reserve such cold treatment for me and me alone? Do you hate me, Dorothea? Or have you some other reason to avoid my company?
I underestimated you. I assumed your noble upbringing had dulled your perception. But you got it right on your first try. I hate you.
Huh, I was right.
Dorothea's great. I mean, they're all great, so I'm going to be saying that a lot. But Dorothea's great.
Might I ask why you find me so despicable? I can scarcely guess.
Don't waste another minute thinking about it.
That will not do. I do not think you would hate a person for no reason.
Perhaps. How's this? If you can guess why, I'll let you know if you're right. The brains of us common folk are so simple, it should be pretty easy for a big shot noble to sort out.
Very well. I cannot walk away from a challenge. I have no choice but to chance a guess. You are always making fun, calling me a big shot and so forth. Perhaps you think all nobles are... No, it cannot be that simple.
Oh? What can't be that simple?
Please, will you not give me a clue?
Well, let me see. A good clue? I know. It's because you're like a bee. That ought to be enough of a clue. So long, Ferdy.
A bee? I haven't the slightest. Perhaps because I am such a diligent worker?
I don't think it's because he's a diligent worker. Now, we still got... God, we have... How many more do we have? 1, 2... 3, 4, 5... 6... Looks like 6 more. Alright, we can do this.
Such lovely weather for painting.
Bernadetta?
Who are you? Where did you come from?
It's just me, Linhart. What are you doing?
Painting! Just painting. Not important. Am I in your way? I'm in your way. I'll just go. I'm going.
No need for all that. I just came out here to read. I'll stay quiet and still so as not to bother you. How's that? If you want to go, that's fine too.
No. I'll stay.
Say, aren't you usually holed up inside?
I'm sorry! I'm sorry for coming here. I'm sorry for bothering you! You're mad, aren't you? You look really mad. I'll just pack up. I'll be gone before you know it.
Mad? At you? Never. I rather admire you, in fact. I fantasize about shutting myself in my room and never going outside again. It sounds like paradise. However, I wouldn't be able to perform my research. That, Bernadetta, is a problem.
What? You admire me?
Nuh-uh. No way. I know a trick when I see one. What are you plotting? So you want to copy me, is that it? And what's a copy do with the original? Replace it! Well, I've got you figured out. I won't just sit back and take it. I'll fight you!
What? That's no... This is too much hassle. I'm leaving.
I'm sorry! Please don't kill me!
Bernadetta's got a real active imagination, and you know what? I was about to say good for her, but it has very much not been good for her thus far.
Petra, would you pause a moment?
Yes? Are you wanting something?
I was observing your spear work, and I wonder if you don't think your transitions are sloppy. The way you move your arm before a strong thrust hinders your movement and slows your spear on its way back. It leaves a rather large opening.
Which arm? My left or right?
I think the right... No, actually it's both. It's something about the way you move your elbows.
I am not understanding. Can you show me, please?
Demonstrate? No, I'd hate to get sweat all over my book.
But I must correct this. Please. Or are you unable to do, and you can only teach?
I am more of a theorist than a practitioner. I advise and you implement. Very simple.
Then, please advise again.
It's all quite simple. Sometimes you make a big stab downwards, right? Before that, you lift up. At that point, you sort of let the tension go and stop. It ruins the momentum of the stab.
How can I be lifting up with no unnecessary moving?
It's the arm movement that's extraneous. Calculate the locus of the spear and the elasticity of the muscles.
Very simple.
Locus? Elasticity? Can you not just be showing me? Please. If you are showing me, I will learn it with quickness.
I won't waste your time with such demonstrations. You're a smart one, Petra. You'll sort it out. Besides, I need to go now. I have a prior appointment to keep.
Linhardt only likes talking. It is on myself to prevail.
Whomst among us can't calculate the elasticity of their muscles and the locus of their spear? Anyway.
And that one goes there. Perfect!
Oh, hey, Bernadetta. What's going on?
Enemy! Enemies here! We're under attack! Help! Someone! Anyone!
Help? I'm the one who came here for help. I guess I'll just take care of it myself. I can't believe I got hurt trying to break up someone else's fight. It's ridiculous. All I do is step in to calm them down, and the next thing you know, they're both at my throat. Hey, you ever been in a fight?
Fight? You're challenging me to a duel? No, I can't! I've never fought anyone in all my life! I surrender! You win!
Alright. That was easy enough. Not to be rude, but do you ever think that maybe your attitude makes you a little unapproachable?
Wow, Caspar.
Stepping outside and socializing. I'm sure you'd make friends in no time if you didn't waste it all in here.
Outside? In no time? Oh, sure, yeah. Why didn't I think of that? Or maybe it's just not as easy for me as it is for you. Did that ever cross your mind?
Why wouldn't it be? Making friends is easy. This one time, I even made friends with someone I'd just been in a fight with. I think it was the gorgeous view that did it. We really shared a moment. Come on, let's go check it out.
Hold on! What are you doing? Please don't touch me! Ah! Put me down! Put me down!
Calm down. I'm just gonna carry you out of here. Easy does it.
Jeez, Caspar.
And here we are. See? That wasn't so bad now, was it? And what about this view? Gorgeous, right?
So this is what death is like. Didn't expect it to be so sudden. Come and claim me, sweet death. But first, let this evening sun wash clean my imperfect soul.
Hey, now don't go dying on me, Bernadetta. It's just the sun.
Huh? What? Where am I? Oh, it's pretty. Such a lovely view.
Well, I guess it worked out in the end, so it's probably fine.
Oh, Caspar, just who I was hoping to see. I have a tiny little request if you have time to help me.
I'm always happy to help. What can I do for you?
That is exactly what I was hoping to hear. Would you mind coming along to my room?
Your room? Okay. This isn't what I had in mind.
Come on, a big, strong guy like you. This is easy. Lift up the cabinet, please. I need to dust behind it.
There's still more to do. Why do you care so much about keeping this place clean? It's just a dorm room.
Were you raised in a stable? Leaving this place a mess wouldn't be fair to the next person who uses it. In fact, I think once we're done with this room, we should clean up your room as well.
Yeah, I don't think so. I have some actual training to do.
Oh, come to think of it, I have a date myself. The fella I'm seeing has quite a charming face, rich family, and I assume a tolerable personality.
Don't you get tired of spending time with all these guys who have tolerable personalities?
Oh, it gets tedious at times. You must listen to them talk, for one thing. But it's important for my future.
That's how I see my training. I guess it's pretty much the same thing.
I don't know if that's a comparison you really want to make.
Why not? Seems about right to me. Sure, I'm a noble, but I'm also a second son. I don't have anything coming to me. Why do you think I'm always training so much? I need to prove myself on the battlefield if I plan on making it anywhere in this world. I know you don't have noble status or wealth, so you're putting in the effort to marry well, right? See? Pretty much the same thing.
I suppose. It would be nice if everyone saw it that way. Well then, Caspar, I need to get ready for my date. Shall we both agree to work hard for our futures?
Absolutely. I just hope our efforts are worth it.
I do like Caspar, but again, I want to reiterate. Dorothy is great.
Alright, time for some more... Oh, Petra. Hi.
Caspar, do you want to train with each other?
Yeah, sure.
You have had new training recently, and great improvements. I want great improvement too. Will you give me help?
Well, hey, look at that. You pay more attention than I gave you credit for. I have been trying new training methods. They're definitely paying off. My movements are much sharper lately, more precise.
I am knowing that. I want that too. You teach, I learn. We both get more strength. It will be greatness.
All right. I mean, I guess we can give it a shot. Petra?
Yes, Caspar?
No, never mind. Sorry. I was just thinking about something else. Nothing at all. Let's train.
I heard a question in your voice. Say it.
No. It's really nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I will not be worrying. Can we begin the training?
Ah, fine. We can talk about it if you insist. You can stop pretending like you don't know.
What am I knowing?
About my father.
Your father? He is of the military in the Empire. I hear he has great skill.
No, not that. Well, it's kind of about that. I'm talking about when Dagda and Bridget invaded the Empire. My father led the Empire's army that fended off the invaders. Your father was in that battle. Did you really not know? My father killed yours.
You... How long have you had this knowing?
I just found out recently. I had no idea before then. But it's all I've been able to think about since.
So, now you have the truth.
Petra? Damn it. What am I supposed to do now?
So, not all of these supports are going to be comedy. But, that's fine. I do appreciate that there's, that there's some more serious stuff going on. Things like relatives killing each other. Alright, last one, and then we're done with supports, and we can move on.
Petra's really nice. Never yells, never says mean things about people. Maybe she'd be my friend. Oh, there she is now. Okay, Bernie, you can do this.
Bernadetta, are you needing help with something?
How did you know? Do you have eyes in the back of your head or something?
I do not have that, no.
Right. Can I ask you something? Do you want to, maybe, be friends or something? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't like me. I don't know what you think of me.
What I am thinking? I am thinking that you remind me of prey.
What?
Yes. Like a rabbit in the tall grass. Always watching for enemies. And you flee at any sign of danger. You are quick also. I must be careful that I am not hunting Bernie when I take out my bow.
Oh, you try not to shoot me. That's, nice.
You have similarities with prey. That is all I mean to be saying.
So you're saying you might end up hunting me?
There is no need to have concern. I will make sure my arrows are not hitting you.
That isn't comforting. Whatever I did to deserve this, forgive me!
You do not need forgiveness, but it is yours if you are wanting it. Was I saying something wrong?
Oh, Petra, don't worry. Bernie's just like that. Alright. That is quite enough of that. I don't think there's anything left I really need to do. I mean, the only thing would be just more talking and grinding up professor level. But, why do that when I have a save file prepared where I've already done all of the busy work?